Siribot has joined. The bartender broke up with her boyfriend, but he kept asking her for another shot. Cave Fibers is now live streaming Makers Am Crafting. Let us continue this emotional support chicken.
Hello everybody. Monday here. It is Monday. Hello and welcome. Welcome. I got things all a little slightly crooked. It's just gonna have to go. We are still working with the mandala tweed stripe yarn. So I just moved it over. Oh well, is what it is. Oh, where are we at on this? Let's count rows. 2, 4, 6, 8. I have short rows going on here. Okay, this might be the first short row section. Yeah. It's not up to quite right. Oops, let's hang the yarn, make it easier. There's Gray Kitty, she's been around.
Siribot. A 5-minute ad break is starting. Thank you for sticking with us through this break. Ads help support my content. Consider subscribing to remove ads and support the stream.
Oh wait. I think that is the wrap and turn, but then did that wrong. Three, then put it on. I'll get it right. I want to know, go figure. After stream on Friday, Duck Tina showed up. Go figure, right? Abby just came for a snack. She just left. I want to take my sandals off. I'm feeling warm. It is a decent temperature out today. Decent temp.
Siribot. The ad break is finishing now.
Welcome back from ads, if you're in ads. There we go. We are current cloudy, 74 degrees here today. Bluey! Hello! Welcome in. Claiming first. Congrats. Hello. I'm having kind of a lazy Monday. Kind of. I mean, I washed the tank top.
Thank you. How are you today?
I'm not bad. Abby, stop. Whiny Abby. Whiny. Move this down and over. There you go. Now you can see all of it. Yeah, I'm not bad. Legs are still a little sore, but not Not overwhelmingly so.
Looks so beautiful in your tank top.
Thank you. Thank you. It is still slightly damp. Mirror, claim in second. Hello and welcome. Mirror made it to second base. What's up, Abby? What, babe? Oh, is this stuff in your way? Oh my gosh. There are things in her way. She cannot come up here. Oh my goodness. Put these down here, okay?
Mirror stepper.
Ugh.
Hi all.
Hi, Mirror.
Synapsis. Heating mirror stepper and the fiber ridge. Mirror stepper. You wearing a new tank.
Am I wearing a new tank? No, this is old. This is an older one.
I'm just waiting for my computer to finish updating.
Oh boy. Oh boy, Fiber Mage, hello. Yes, Miss Kitty. That's Abby. She's trying to take over, as she always does at the beginning of stream. Don't ya? Yeah, my computer did an update this morning. OBS did an update this morning. It's like, is everything gonna work or not work? I don't know. You miss Queen Kitty? She's right here. She's right here. Come on. Come on. They want to see your pretty face. Yeah, of course. Yep, of course. She's got to take over everything. She can't have her half of the table. She's got to have 3/4 to all of it. This is how Missy Kitty, Missy Princess. Yeah, Missy Princess. Fine, you know, we'll just strap this right on you then. Fine. We'll just strap it on you. How about you be Abby, the emotional support chicken?
The fiber mage. I'm gonna be cross-stitching today.
Ooh, that sounds like fun. I haven't done that for a little while. Last cross stitch, well, it was kind of half cross stitch, half embroidery piece I did was that little gnome. It's sitting over there, but sitting right over there. I have eyes out, ready for finishing up this chicken. If Abby will allow it. I did get a chicken made over the weekend, 1 3/4. I finished, oops, let's throw it. We finished this one here. It's out of leftover worsted weight. I just take my leftover worsted yarns, I knot them together, and I make it into a 1 pound cake. This turned out to be like 1.5 pound cake. So I used that for 1 chicken. I did get 3/4 of a second one made. So I don't know. We'll probably finish that after stream. And then I'm figuring out how to do a black and white one.
Rainbow.
I do. I have a rainbowy one. This one's more rainbow. This one's already been claimed. But I do have more of this yarn. I can make another one of these. But I have a request for a black and white one. And I'd love to have a black and white one too. And I did the half of the tail. Abby's gonna sport it. I got half the tail done, but when I started the other half of the tail, you were looking at this side when I put it together, which I didn't like.
Oh, how lovely.
So I'm thinking,
I love that.
I'm thinking instead of knitting the other half, I'm gonna have to purl all of the other half and then sew them together, and then so I can keep the stripy effect. I was trying to make a chicken that looks like a barred rock hen.
Mirror stepper. Maybe.
if I shrink this is a barred rock hen right here, the middle one, and the other camera, that's my other screen. That hen there is the one I'm trying to mimic. It's not really stripy. I should probably do something more like, I don't know, 2 white, 2 black, or 3 white, 2 black, something along that line, to get the barred rock look. But I think the stripy would be kind of close. I'd still like to play around with that some more and figure that out. I'd also like to make some that look like the red orange ones here. Yeah, that's my part of my original 6. There was another barred rock that didn't get in the picture, but there were my first 6 hens.
I can't imagine adding in so many color changes.
Yeah. I didn't want to do all the color changes. That's why this yarn here did all the color changing for me. I started here in the yellow, went up, and then back down here, up, joined it together, and then we're going back and forth. So this is kind of, the belly part's kind of this until you get down here by the breast. One breast is more orange, one is more green. And then we get more into matchy as we come up and around the head. Yeah, that's as close to one of those colorful roosters that I would get. But again, that one's been claimed. So, but I do have another skein of that yarn to make another one if we want to do another rainbow one. How many have I done now? I don't know. I think this was 9, 10. So this is 11, 12. I'm on 12 now. This one here would be the 12th one. Whew, I've done a lot. I almost made as many emotional support chickens as I have in live chickens. It's kind of scary to think of it that way.
Mirror stepper.
Yeah.
Maybe you have a chicken problem.
Oh,
Mirror
do you
stepper.
think, Mirror, do I
LOL.
have a chicken problem? Maybe? Just maybe. Just maybe. I know I have a watch problem. This watch, it was fully charged yesterday. I put it on the charger after I got up in the morning because it was down to like 23%. So I put it on the charger, got fully charged, put it on just before we went to the Singing Parish picnic thing, 45 minutes away. This church, well, yeah, it's about 45 minutes away. So we went to Zaleski, Ohio is where we went. And my husband was part of the Scola. They were doing a concert for their parish. We're familiar with that priest. I feel like I need to turn my speaker down just a tad. We're familiar with that priest because that priest used to be in our parish before he moved on to being a priest in their parish. Now, it's changing songs. That's why it's going down in sound. Anyway, it was great to connect back up with him. It was wonderful. Father Hergy, I really like Father Hergy. He's a little more on the quiet side, but when he talks, he knows what he's talking about. Oh, I have no idea what's going on with the Pokemon. I have not even looked at that. So let me go back here. Hello. I like this idea of collaborating stream together. I think that would be fantastic. Collaborating stream together. I think that would be fantastic. Okay. Trying to mute that. Oh my goodness. So many things going on. Let me do a quick poke catch. I don't know if I need it or don't need it. I'm just going to throw it because I have not looked at the Pokemon. To be honest, I haven't even
Just enter poke help for a list of all commands.
haven't done my poke daily today either. You go do that really quick. Everything's going slow. Very, very slow. Why? I don't know.
The fiber page.
Okay.
Okay, update completed. Yes, so I'll catch you later.
Alright. Have a good day, Mage. Thank you for popping in for a little bit.
Pokemon community game.
Come on, enter.
Esplar escaped, no one caught it.
Why is my computer not working? What is wrong? Send it. Oh my gosh, did I miss it? Oh, there it is. Okay, $46 and 2 Pokeballs. Oh boy. Totally not worth my time. That was not worth my time. Oh my gosh. Alright. What is our missions this week? Catch 2 Pokemon greater than 500 base stats. Catch Generation 2 Pokemon. I have no idea what that even is. Catch 14. Or miscatch 14. Trade Poison type. You need 6 of those. 75 super effective moves. 30 attempted catches. Wonder Trade Fire type, 2 of those. Wonder Trade Psychic type, 2 of those. Oh, what do the feathers do? Silver Wing. Membership token of Team Silver during the Gold versus Silver event. The other one is Rainbow Wing. Membership token of Team Gold during Gold versus Silver event. I have no idea what this event is, but I'm not going to worry about doing those trades. I'm just going to trade the Poison type. Need 6 of those. So let's go into my Pokemon here. Let's see what... I said Poison type, right? Poison type. It's common. That's a rock and bug. That is a water bug. Next one I have duplicate of. It's just a water type. Beedrill's not psychic. Oh, it is poison. A poison bug. So there we go. Trade. Xantu. Psychic Wing. Okay, since it's 6, I think I'm good with just doing one a day. Might try to get a second one at the end of stream. So got 1 trade done. It didn't give me the attempted catch. I don't know why I did attempt to catch that. I don't know. Why did that not count? I did record my YouTube. So that's still up. Well, that just uploaded. I am working on uploading 2 more videos. Maybe that's why my computer's going a little slow, because I'm trying to get videos and things uploaded into the tubes, trying to catch up. I need to catch up. So 5th is uploading. I just clicked on getting the 6th uploaded in and get this all typed out. August 6th, 2024. Twitch stream. Paste over that. Go next. Publish. Close. So August 5th and August 6th are uploading. Hopefully we can try to catch up on that. I'm going to read up more on this collaboration stream thing. I need to do some reading on that before I decide that. Anyway, we're going to get back to knitting on this guy. Or girl, whatever it is. This chicken. Let's do some knitting. Go wrap and turn.
Knitter girl. Hello, my friend KB.
Knitter girl, hello. Happy Monday.
So busy, KB side.
Hi,
Knitter girl.
Isn't everything always so busy? I agree. Had a busy but relaxing weekend. I was able to get my legs put up and relax a bit. Made a chicken on Saturday. Started another chicken on Sunday.
Hello, my friend.
Spent the evening relaxing. Turn. I don't know if we already did that to this side. No, I don't see. This all looks straight. There's no short rows on the side. So that means I kind of need to knit to that side.
Girl. On Friday I had a long day.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Hopefully everything's okay though. Every day almost feels like a long day to me. It's been cloudy and blah all weekend. We had some sprinkles. We had some light, little misty kind of sprinkles this morning, but it's just kind of cloudy and hazy. We did have some good rain on Saturday. It was great. Slept in. My watch was down to 4% in the morning. It was down to 6% this morning. I left it on the charger as I did dishes, got laundry going, all of the things till it was finally had a charge. It's supposed to hold a charge for a week. It is not. And it's not like I have, things running on it all the time. I do not. I think that was supposed to be the wrap. So anyway, I did contact the company because there is supposed to be a lifetime guarantee on the watch. And so I contacted them and I sent them a picture. Hey, it was fully charged in the morning. By 4:30 in the afternoon, it was down to 63%. by, you know, almost 10 o'clock in the evening. When I went to bed, it was like 9:54. I took another photo of it. It was down to 42%. And then when I got up in the morning, it was down to 6%. So I took a picture of all three and sent them all the pictures. And so it shows the date, the time, and the battery power. So it's not keeping a charge whatsoever, and it's not like I have there's nothing on. Battery saver on, that's the only thing I have on. Battery saver. It's not like it's taking my BP every 5 minutes or hour or 3 hours or nothing. None of that. All of that has been turned off. It's not answering calls. It's not taking text messages. Everything, I've turned everything off, and it's still, battery gets drained every single day. And it's supposed to last a week without, you know, it's supposed to last a week on a single charge. That's what they say. And so it's in their book. It's in their book, and it even says on here. So I contacted them and let them know what's going on with it, and
well, that doesn't seem right.
Yeah, and so I've requested for a replacement. I even changed the band. I thought maybe because the magnetic band had been affecting it or something. No, it's still doing the same thing no matter what I do. So I did send them an email and pictures of what it was like all day long on what it was doing, and it's not like, you know, it's not like, you know, I'm abusing it or have it on all day long, or the only thing it's doing is counting my wrist movements and keeping track of my sleep. It's pretty much all it's doing right now. So it's telling me the time and the date. So I don't know. I'm hoping they'll send a replacement, but it took a long time just to get this one in. So hopefully they have one to send as a replacement. Otherwise, I might be SOL and sending 2 watches back, as well as everything else they sent. You know, the extra screensaver. I opened it, but I have not used it. I mean, if you try to reopen this, it restuck. So it's like I didn't open it at all. So I'll send everything back, including the lanyard thing that neither one of us are going to use. Here's all the user manual. I'll grab the charging. There was 2 charging cords. I'll send those back too. The watch was around this and in here, and then this was on top. Welcome to your new experience. Are you ready for your lifetime smartwatch? Yeah. It's not lasting a whole day, let alone a lifetime. So I'll be happy to send it all back and get my money back if that ends up being the option. I'm willing to do that and just getting a different watch. Now hubby's watch, since we got the dual pack, absolutely nothing wrong with his, but I'd be happy to send it all back. Both watches back. If they can't, you know, make it right. We'll see. It's, you know, now it's the ball's in their court, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. I should have checked my Pokeballs to see what I got. Oops, I forgot the P. Try that again. There, we need the P in there for poke catch, not oak catch. All right, now for this side. 2, 3, 4. So hopefully, I'm hoping they make it right. Otherwise, I'm totally prepared of sending everything back and getting a refund.
Cash Premier Ball.